So today we are going to see percentage composition. When a scientist gets something, some substance, then first he will identify what all elements are present in that. And after that he'll find out what is the percentage of each element in that. After finding out the percentage, he finds out its empirical formula. After getting empirical formula, he will find out the molecular formula of that substance, of that compound. So first of all, an unknown substance, sometimes stellar substances, that is a substance from space may fall, and they go and see that substance is very hot, let it be cool, and they will find how much is the depth of the pit made by the substance while falling. These things are measured, and after cooling they'll find out what all compounds, what all elements are present in that, what is the percentage of each element in this compound. Like that, the analysis will go on. Analysis of the substance will be going on. So let's find out what is the percentage composition, how to find out the percentage composition. For example, I'm giving you one compound, ethanol, C2H5OH. What is meant by the percentage composition? Today we will analyze, we'll see what is meant by the percentage composition. This ethanol is made up of, or it is composed of, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. This ethanol is composed of three elements, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. So here, what is the percentage of carbon in this? What is the percentage of hydrogen in this? What is the percentage of oxygen in this? That is what is meant by percentage composition. In a compound, if you add all the percentages, it should be equal to 100. If you add all the percentage of carbon, percentage of hydrogen, percentage of oxygen, when you add all those percentages, it should be 100, of course. But by adding, if you are not getting 100, suppose 85, then you have to take the rest is oxygen. If oxygen is not there in the compound, you analyze carbon, you analyze hydrogen. When you added these things, you are not getting 100. That means the rest percentage that is for oxygen. So let's see how to find out the percentage composition. Now look at this carbon, 2 carbons, 12 plus 12, 6 hydrogens, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, 6 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, that is 16. This is the molecular mass. This is the molecular mass, that is 12 plus 12, 24, then 24 plus 6 plus 16, that is 46. 46. This is the molecular mass. What will be the molar mass? 46 grams per mole. Molecular mass is 46 U, yeah, 46 AMU. How to find out the percentage composition of all these things? Percentage composition, if the molecular formula is given, it is easy to find out the percentage composition. Otherwise, for an unknown substance, then you have to first see the total amount of the substance and what is the percentage of this particular element in that. Like that, the process is a large process. But from here, it is very easy to find out the percentage composition. Suppose molecular formula is given, then what is the percentage composition? We will be doing that only now, and the other analysis we will be doing afterwards. So here, what is the percentage of carbon? That is this much carbon. That means 24 upon 46 into 100. This is the percentage of carbon. What is the percentage of hydrogen? That means 6 upon 46 into 100. That is the percentage of hydrogen. What is the percentage of oxygen? That is 16 upon 46 total. 16 upon 46 into 100. That is the percentage of oxygen. So if molecular formula is given, it is very easy to find out the percentage composition. Now we will be getting the percentage composition by some other method also from an unknown substance. Suppose you are supplied with the percentage composition, how to find out this molecular formula? Ulta. From molecular formula, you can find out the percentage composition. If you are supplied with the percentage composition, how will you reach that molecular formula? Next is that topic. First you have to find out the empirical formula before reaching molecular formula. I said first we what found out by getting this molecular formula you can find out the percentage composition. If percentage composition is given, how to find out the molecular formula? Before reaching molecular formula, you will be calculating the empirical formula. So let's see what is meant by this empirical formula. Empirical formula is the smallest ratio, whole number ratio between different atoms in a molecule. Smallest whole number ratio. Write down empirical formula. Empirical formula. Empirical formula. From percentage composition. From percentage composition. From percentage composition, you put inside the bracket. What is meant by empirical formula? Write down. It represents the simplest whole number ratio. It represents the simplest whole number ratio, WHOLE, whole number ratio of various atoms present in a compound. You know the molecular formula of benzene is C6H6. What is the simplest whole number ratio? C1H1. That is the empirical formula. The simplest whole number ratio, that is empirical formula. Empirical means the smallest ratio, it is a minimum ratio between the various elements inside a compound. Glucose, C6H12O6. That is glucose, C6H12O6. That is the molecular formula of glucose. What is the empirical formula? You tell me. C6H12O6. This is the molecular formula. What is the simplest ratio? C1H2O1. Yeah, CH2O. This is the empirical formula. One you don't have to mention. This is the empirical formula. While giving this, after giving this molecular formula, nobody is going to ask the empirical formula. You have to reach to molecular formula from empirical formula. So first we'll be going to see how to find out this empirical formula from percentage composition. From percentage composition, we'll be finding out empirical formula. From empirical formula, you will be reaching to molecular formula. So now we are going to find out the percentage, from percentage composition, how to find out the empirical formula. Now look at this molecular formula. There is a relation between this number and the weight. For 12 gram of carbon, you can put a number 1. For 24 grams of carbon, you can put number 2. For 16 gram of oxygen, you can put number 1 here. For 32 grams of oxygen, you can put a number here too. So that weight and number are connected. For a particular element, the weight and the number are connected. There is a relation between weight and the number. How to find out that? So, in these type of questions, you will be supplied with percentage composition. Means this is the percentage of carbon, this is the percentage of hydrogen, this is the percentage of oxygen. If these percentages are given, this corresponds to some weight only. In 100 grams, what percentage means? In 100 grams, what is the weight of carbon? What is the weight of hydrogen? What is the weight of oxygen? That means this percentage means that is related to this weight only. So each and every weight, you divide this each and every weight by the corresponding atomic weight, atomic mass, corresponding atomic mass. So I'm taking one numerical and we will learn how to find out this empirical formula. All right. So we will be taking one question, write down. Percentage composition of different elements, percentage composition of different elements in a compound are given below. Percentage composition of different elements in a compound are given below. Percentage of carbon, that is 24.27%. Percentage of hydrogen, that is 4.07%, and percentage of chlorine, that is 71.65%. You add all these things and see whether it is reaching 100 or 99.99 like that. If it is not reaching 100, that means one more element will be there, that is oxygen. So the rest percentage will go for oxygen. So here, this is reaching to 100, almost 100. That means oxygen is not present. So first and foremost, you have to add all these percentages and see whether it is reaching to 100 or 99.99 like that. After adding, you are getting somewhat 79 or 80. That means the rest is oxygen. Okay, percentage is given. So the next step is, see, percentage means weight only. 24.27 grams out of 100 grams. 4.07 grams out of 100 grams. 71.65 grams out of 100 grams. So these weight you have to convert into a number. How can you convert this weight into number? I told you 12 heather, you can put 1 for carbon. Here 24, here it is 24. So 24 heather, you can put 2. So what you are doing, like 12 point something, very less. What you have to do, divide each and every weight by the corresponding atomic mass. So I'll be dividing 24.27 by 12. So you'll be getting that number. 12 hai to you can put number 1 for carbon. 24 hai to you can put number 2 for carbon. 48. If it is 48, you can put C4. C4. Number 4. And here 4.07. For hydrogen, if it is 1 gram or 1.0078, 1.0078, that means if it is 4 gram, you can put 4H4. Okay, Cl, for Cl, What is the atomic mass of Cl? 35.5. 35.5 here, so you can put 1. This is 71, that means you can put 2. So I'm dividing this by its corresponding atomic mass. So I'll be getting here 2, some number I'm getting, means C2, H4, okay, 4, H4 and Cl2. 2, 4, 2. This is not the smallest whole number ratio. When you write a molecular formula, it's a matter of common sense. When you write a molecular formula, common number, you have to cut. So C2H4O2, that cannot be a molecular formula. You have to get the smallest ratio. So here you find out the smallest whole number ratio. The smallest whole number ratio. If there is a common number that will be fixed for that molecule, like in the case of glucose, C6H12O6. In that 6 is the molecular formula will be coming. If it is there in the molecular formula, then you have to write in that format only. But first you have to start from the lowest, means simplest whole number ratio, and if it is there, right, that will be present. So this is C2H4Cl2. For empirical formula is the smallest whole number ratio. So this is not the smallest whole number ratio. It's a matter of common sense. Reach to the smallest whole number ratio. So what is the smallest whole number ratio? That is 1:2:1. What you have done for that? To get the smallest whole number ratio, you divide everything by the smallest number in this 2, 4, 2. Smallest number is 2. You divide each and every number by that smallest number by 2. The aim of that is at least you get now 1. At least you get, for one element you will be getting 1. So if you divide, you select the smallest number out of this, that is 2. Divide all numbers by this smallest number, that is by 2. So you are getting the smallest whole number ratio. In empirical formula, it should be the smallest whole number ratio. So we have got the smallest whole number ratio. Suppose at one point, if it is 1.5, then you have to make it into the whole number. Suppose this is 1.5. This is 1.5. It is not 1.5. Suppose if it is 1.5, then the smallest whole number ratio will be, means you have to multiply this by 2. This is 2, 3, 2, like that. That's why I was telling whole number. Here it is 2. So in empirical formula, that is the smallest whole number ratio. So you can write now the empirical formula C1H2O1. In molecular formula, if there may be common factor, no problem. But in empirical formula, it should be the smallest whole number ratio. So here, I'm writing it as C1H2O1. This is the empirical formula. We don't know the molecular formula. Molecular formula may have the common factor, no problem. But in empirical formula, it is the smallest whole number ratio. C1H2O, sorry, Cl1. It's not oxygen, it's chlorine. C1H2Cl1, you have got the empirical formula. If you want to reach to molecular formula, then some other steps are also there. The other steps are, find out the empirical formula weight. Find out the empirical formula weight. 12, 14, 14 plus 35.5, that is 49.5. This is the empirical formula weight. Molecular formula weight will be given to you. Divide that molecular formula weight by empirical formula weight. You will get one number n. Multiply this empirical formula by that number. You haven't understood anything? Once again, you have found out the empirical formula weight. Molecular formula weight will be given to you. So write down the question. You have written the question, percentage composition of different elements in a compound are given below. That percentage composition I gave you. Full stop. Molecular weight is 98.96. Molecular weight is 98.96. Find out the empirical formula and molecular formula. Find out the empirical formula and molecular formula. So remember, empirical formula will give you the smallest whole number ratio between the various elements. In molecular formula, there may be common factors. All right. So we have found out, just now we have found out the empirical formula from different percentages. Now you have found out the empirical formula weight. Empirical formula weight as 49.5. What is the molecular formula weight given? Molecular formula weight is given, that is 98.96. So what you have to do to get that number by which this empirical formula is to be multiplied, to get this number, you have to divide that molecular formula weight by empirical formula weight. So you will be getting a number. Using this number, you have to multiply. This is n. You have to multiply this empirical formula. So you will be getting the molecular formula. So I'm going to multiply C1H2Cl1 into 2. That is C2H4Cl2. You see, in this common factor is the molecular formula. In molecular formula, common factors may be there, but in empirical formula, common factors should not be there. Right, the next question. An organic compound containing carbon, hydrogen and oxygen gave the following percentage composition. The following percentage composition. The following percentage composition. Carbon, percentage of carbon, that is 40.68. Percentage of hydrogen, that is 5.085. Percentage of oxygen, 54.228%. So these percentages are given. You add all these percentages, and see whether it is reaching to 100 or not. It is reaching. So there is no doubt. Of course, oxygen weight is already given. Now what you have to do, these are the weights. So you have to see in each and every weight, carbon in this 40, how many 12 are there? How many 1.0078 in that hydrogen's weight and oxygen's weight? So you can convert this weight into number. Find out the simplest whole number ratio, that is the empirical formula. Once again, in empirical formula, there should not be a common factor. If you are getting different numbers, to make at least one number to 1, you select the least number among that and divide all by this least number. At least you will be getting for one element 1. So I'm going to divide, that is 40 upon 68 upon 40.68 upon 12, 5.085 upon 1.0078, 54.228 divided by 16. So you will be getting the numbers like 3.39, 3.39, and here 5.08 only, and there it is 3.38. So different untidy numbers are obtained. So what you have to do, select the least number and divide all by, means these numbers in decimal, it doesn't look nice. It's a headache to see such numbers. So make at least one number as 1. What you have to do, select the least number and divide everything by that least number, which is the least number 3.38. So I am dividing each by that number. So 3.39 upon 3.38, 5.08 upon 3.38, 3.38 upon 3.38. So in two cases you will be getting 1. So I am writing that. So what you have to do, you have to select the least number, and using that number, you divide each and every number by that least number. You will be getting 1. Here it is 1.5, and here it is 1. Still, it doesn't look nice with one decimal. So use your common sense to reach to the least whole number ratio, smallest whole number ratio, that is make it into 3. So multiply by 2 in all cases. 2 is to 3 is to 2. So you have got the empirical formula numbers. So write the empirical formula number, empirical formula, write the empirical formula. That is C2H3O2. 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 See, in empirical formula, no common factor will be there, but in molecular formula, common factor may be there. All right. You now next work is to find out the empirical formula weight. Calculate the empirical formula weight. Calculate the empirical formula weight. What is the empirical formula weight you got?
59.
59. All right, 59. All right.
59.
Now we need molecular formula weight. Sometimes they give directly molecular formula weight, or they will give vapor density, VD, vapor density, VD. If it is directly given, that is molecular formula weight is directly given, you can divide that molecular formula weight by this 59. But they haven't given that. Write down. The vapor density of the compound is 59. Find out MF. The vapor density is 59. This is different from the 59 what we have calculated. Vapor density is 59. Vapor density is 59. If vapor density is given, vapor density into 2 is equal to molecular weight. This you put inside a box. That means 59 into 2. That is the molecular weight. So to get that N, what you have to do? Molecular weight divided by empirical formula weight. Empirical formula weight. So 59 into 2 divided by 59, that is 2. That is N is equal to 2. You multiply that empirical formula by this 2. What is that empirical formula? C2H3O2. C2H3O2. You multiply this by this 2. So the formula, molecular formula, this is empirical formula. Then you will be getting the molecular formula, that is C4H6O4. C4H6O4. Okay, thank you.